must be Raven. One of the infamous handler Walter's hounds. Interesting. You ready to climb the wall?
Welcome back once again, everybody, to another Armored Core 6 cosplay build. This time we're looking at the Gundam Dynames from Gundam 00. And obviously, with some minor tweaking to both the paint and the weaponry, you can get a solid Cherubim Gundam, which was the spiritual successor. But more or less, really easy, solid build, I think. We're going with the HG 003's Coquillett, I believe is how they're pronounced. For the hands, since the Dynames did use pistols in the anime. The back unit is the VE-60 SNA, which is the needle launcher. All around solid, probably one of the best ranged weapons. There are definitely better options for back weapons in the game in terms of overall utility, but this helps fit the core theme of the cosplay. And then the back weapon, we are actually using the Moonlight because it helps give it more of the idea of the wings slash shields that the Dynames had, which you unfortunately don't really get good options for in AC6. And it does give it some of that blade mobility that it needs to actually be at least somewhat viable in PvP. Although it is, at the moment, as of recording this, untested in PvP. Head, we went with the Shade Eye, because like the Dynames, it actually has the option of actually closing the visor, which is honestly just one of the coolest features of said headpiece. We're going with the ALBA core, which honestly fits really well for a lot of the 00 Gundams. Fit really well with the Exia slash 00 Riser. Hard to find anything that fits quite as well as it for those designs. With the arms, we went with the MELANDER arms, although really any solid choice around this sort of weight class would fit. And we went with the ALBA legs because it gives us access to that sort of skirt look that the Dynames has. And just all around is a very solid looking set of legs for bipedal mechs. Really hard to go against the grain with that one. With our boosters, like most of the other cosplay builds, the boosters, generator, FCS are all designed mostly to help come in under weight requirements. The IB-CO3B boosters honestly look really good just all around with bipedal legs with the flames. With the FCS, we went with something that was a little good all around with close and long range and really excelled at medium range, as that's where most matches tend to fall in. All around, I seem to have decent success using this FCS for the Dynames. At least a little bit of the missions and arena matches I've tested it out in. Whether it holds up in PvP remains to be seen, but there are obviously... you can safely swap the FCS out without any problems. The generator is where things really came in with the weight and energy load, as sometimes it's hard to find something that balances around very well. To the point where I believe, based on the build as it is, the VP-20C is just the best thing. You can certainly change up the weaponry a little bit to maybe get better energy loads, but given that this is a cosplay build, it is what it is. And lastly, Pulse Armor is what I've chosen for it, although you can obviously go for Assault Armor, Pulse Protection, or even the Terminal Armor. I typically go Pulse or the Assault Armor. Just works the best for me. But yeah, that's the build for this. Time to get into the paint. So, with the paint on this version, really easy enough as far as color schemes go. Didn't have to do a whole lot of decal work, obviously. Start off, we'll go over the actual colors that I used. Here's the green color, which is definitely a much darker shade. I tried to pull these from actual screen caps using a color picker, so they're as accurate as I could get them. Apart from that, here's the white that I used. Everything else with the support optional other didn't really bother pulling any colors from. I just used what looked good all around. And with the device, I actually did pull for the color for the red, which is the 185, 56, 77. And obviously here's the white again and the green again. As far as the actual layout, I inversed the green and the white as far as the head goes, since the Dynames itself did have a mostly predominantly white head. Although when the visor comes down, it does cover the front with green, which is a nice little touch. I also reversed the legs so that way it would have more green in the right spots. And I believe as we get into the decals, we'll see that I did have to use green decals to cover up a lot of it too, but not as heavy as I had to do for like some other builds. The arm weapons are pretty much just standard, black. Fits really well for the whole military scheme. And then I use the green and black for the stun needle launcher and green and white for the Moonlight. Now for the decals. Obviously nothing on the head, although you could obviously do some sort of yellow to indicate the V-fins that Gundams have. I typically don't do that because it's not really as noticeable, and the yellow just doesn't look as great in AC6 as I would like it to. No decals on the core, some decals on the arms, which I believe were just green squares to cover up the white that would have been on the upper shoulder. Yeah, pretty sure that's exactly what I have it covering. It is. Same for the other arm. And then the legs are where most of the decal work came in. A lot of green covering the shins. You can actually see a little bit of place where I kind of missed a spot, but that's okay. It's not really noticeable. Might go back and fix that later. And then there's also some green decals used to cover the sides of the skirt and the front of the skirt, as well as the red. Don't know what that shape is, but it is just a normal shape that I colored red using the color picker. So yeah, that's the gist of how the Dynames is made, visually speaking. Stick around and you will be able to see it going up against, I believe, V.II Snail is who I decided to go up against. Yeah. Thanks for watching. If you like these videos and want to see more, throw some recommendations for other cosplay builds or just any other typical designs that you would like to see, and I'll see what I can do with them. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Oh, and before we go, because I always forget to do this, here is the upload code for anybody on PC, as you can just download it straight away, not have to worry about building it yourself. For everybody else on console, sorry, but at least you know what to do now.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program. Number 6, Rank A. Subject AC, Open Faith. Call sign, V.II Snail. Commencing evaluation.
Main system, activating combat mode.
Target destroyed. Concluding evaluation. Well done.